Hi, thanks for joining me today. I'm Melanie from Yoga Within. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Welcome to our 45-minute Hatha Yoga class today. Today, let's begin on our back. So come down onto your back and find your most comfortable position. If you need a little bit of support under the neck, you can always use your blankets. And if you know that today is a day where you prefer sitting up for the centering, then by all means, you can stay seated. Once you do settle down, if you find your back's bothering you, just keep your knees bent, reposition your neck. If it's comfortable to stretch your legs out, stretch them out. And you can let one hand rest on the belly and one hand rest on the upper chest, or just place your hands wherever it's best for you. Take a long breath in and a long letting go exhalation, and just try to allow your body to settle into the support of the ground beneath you. And breath by breath, begin to observe, how does the support feel within your body? Does it feel even from shoulder to shoulder, glute to glute, leg to leg? Try to resist judging it. Just start to notice. And don't be afraid to wiggle around if you need to readjust. Start to notice your breath as it moves through the body. And just notice if you can feel your breath within your hands, from your belly into your chest. Just not forcing that breath, but becoming aware of the movement. Allowing the breath to move through the front body, all around the rib cage, front, back, and both sides. And feel the breath move into the back body. And as you find yourself breathing mindfully, let your mind follow the rhythm of the breath. And the mind has a place of focus other than all the thoughts that fill it. We can often begin to clear our mind. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. I take these breaths to land in the here and now, in this present moment. And now slowly begin to allow movement back into the body by moving your fingers and your toes. And try to get those joints moving in just as big a movements as you can without hurting yourself. Then start rotating both wrists and both ankles. And as always, your body is your best guide. Listen to what your body's telling you. Before you listen to me, reverse the circles, go the other way. And if you're not sure, it's always best and safest to check in with your doctor. Make sure that he gives you the go-ahead for any kind of physical movement. And then let that movement stop. Bring some gentle movement to the neck, letting the head roll gently from side to side. Keeping your arms down at your sides, take a really big deep breath in and just tighten everything as tight as you can. So press through the heels, squeeze the glutes, and then let go. Ha. If it's comfortable to slide the arms up along the ground, slide them up. And now another deep breath in, tighten everything as tight as you can, squeeze those glutes, press through the heels, connect top and bottom half right at the core, and exhale, let it go. Now tightening on the diagonal, press out through the left heel, stretch out through the right arm, clench the glutes, squeeze the air to the lower abdominals, and release it. And now the other diagonal, right heel, left arm, tighten, squeeze the glutes, flex the foot, squeeze the fist, squeeze the eyes, and let go. Ha. Let the knees bend, reposition the arms if you need to, and let the knees rock a bit from side to side. I encourage you to explore the space between your feet and try to bring your feet as wide apart as you can comfortably, keeping the weight as even as you can on both glutes. And sometimes I like my arms out to the sides for my shoulders and upper back, but there's other times I like to rest my hands on my belly just to have that awareness of the core, the center of my body. You can let the head turn the same direction as the knees or the opposite directions. Just keep in mind your neck is an extension of your spine, and as you turn your head, let it be beneficial. Now pause at the center, heel toe the feet in, and bring your feet off the floor, snugging your thighs into your chest, and just rocking a bit from side to side over the spine. And perhaps you can even roll a little bit to the right side, just hovering on the right side body, shoulder, hip, and then back to the center and hovering to the left side body. Back to the center where you can stay breathing, or bring your nose up to your knees, even perhaps holding the feet, but letting the shoulders broaden, squeezing the air out of the lower abdominals, and letting the head come down. Bringing the feet to the floor, keep the right knee bent, extend the left leg out along the mat. Bring your arms to the ground overhead or take them out to a T position if your shoulders hurt. If there are not any back problems, straighten the right leg. Now you're working on the diagonal of left leg, right arm, lifting as you inhale, lowering as you exhale. See if you can do 7 on this side. You're in charge, so if 7 is too many or not enough, switch and change it. If you mix the breath up, honestly, it's fine as long as you're breathing. I tend to encourage people to lower on the exhale so that you're connected at the core and you're not overarching your back. Remember, if you find your back bothering you, bend that right knee. You can move as fast or as slow as your body needs to move, but remember, it's not just up and down. It's extending out through the heel and out through the fingertips. When you're done, pause, notice how it feels. Then we'll work with the diagonal of right leg, left hand. If your back's bothering you, bend the left knee, put the left foot on the floor. And this is where we try to practice truthfulness, really listening to, does this cause me pain? And if it does, it usually means your body's not at ease. And when the body's not at ease, it's in dis-ease, where the risk of injury is much greater. You want to find your strength. Try to do 7 on this side. If you did 7, if you happen to do 10, well, do 10 on this side. You can move as dynamically, so as quickly, or as slowly as you need. Remember, it is about healing your body, not hurting the body. Keep that natural curve in the neck, so you don't want the chin overextended, slightly tipped down. Keep top and bottom half connected at the core. When you've done the same number as you did to the other side, pause, check in. Then let the knees bend, bring the thighs to the chest. Either pause in a tiny ball, rock it out, or bring your nose up to your knees. And always remember there's a relationship to the shoulders in how you hold your legs or your feet. If your knees bother you, can hold the backs of the thighs. Then heads come down, feet come down, and legs stretch out. So again, if your back bothers you, bend your right knee, keep the foot on the floor. If your shoulders bother you, don't have your arms up as high. We're working same side of the body. So inhale, lift left arm, left leg. Exhale, lower. Do not switch sides. Try to do at least 7 on this side. And things to notice is the weight even on both glutes, on both shoulders. Are you connected top and bottom half? So building that core strength while you also warm the hips and warm the shoulders. More than anything, think about the work of the breath. The mind follows the rhythm of the breath, and the whole practice becomes a moving meditation. Once you've done 7, again, more or less, it's really your practice, so it's up to you. Pause. If you need to bend the knees and let them rock from side to side or bring the thighs up into the chest, do that. If your back bothers you, keep the left knee bent. Extend the right leg. You're doing right side of the body. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower. What you do should be a benefit to you. Press through the heels. Spread the toes. Use your body in the most effective, efficient way to build both strength and ease in the body. And don't confuse ease with easy. If it feels too easy, it's up to you to change it. If it feels too painful, it's also up to you to change it. It's called a practice because we do it over and over again, knowing each time it's different. When you've done the same or what's enough, pause, notice, bend the knees, let them rock a bit from side to side. And then you can either stay there or bring the thighs to the chest, the nose to the knees, and breathe. Head comes down, feet come to the floor, right leg extends, left leg comes up into the chest, the knee is bent, right hand goes to left knee, and you twist to the right. That left arm can be at shoulder height, higher, the hand can rest on the side body, and your head can turn either direction or stay centered. And it's really about exploring, self-exploration, working from the inside out, noticing what gives you your greatest challenge, works the body effectively, keeps the mind and the breath connected. Remember, the word yoga means union. We're connecting body, mind, breath. Each breath in creates a sense of lengthening. Each breath out, that sense of letting go. Come back to the center, just pause with that left thigh in at the chest. Put the left foot down, extend it out along your mat, and bend your right knee. Bring the thigh into the chest, put the left hand on the right knee, place the right hand where you need it, and twist to the left this time. And again, you can explore palm up or down, head left, right, or center. Are the hips stacked one above the other? You know, I said keep the left leg straight, but some of you may find that you do get a twist in a different spot in your body where you need it, hopefully, by bending that knee. So it's allowing your body to move where it needs to move. Bring yourself back to the center, just snug that right thigh into the chest. Bring the left thigh up, rock it out. Now to come to seated, just sit up or roll to one side, especially if there's back problems. Or some of you may enjoy these spinal rocks. And I know from being in classes with you, you enjoy them, you just don't always want to do them, unless I may get you. So unless there's pain in the back or the tailbone or the neck, let me see you do a few of these. When you finish in a seated position, just sit up comfortably. Now, if you do have a foam chip block to sit up on to lift the hips and tilt the pelvis, use it. If you don't, you can use blankets, you can use a rolled up towel. Just bring your hands to the knees and bring some movement into the spine. So get as low into the back as you can, rather than just rounding from the shoulders. You can keep the weight even from glute to glute, or some days I know it feels better to rock a bit from side to side. You can sit cross-legged, lotus or half lotus, and try to get some movement into your shoulders. I'm watching you, try not to hang those heads, and now switch, go the other way. Think about breathing. When the mind focuses on the breath, as we talked about earlier, it's hard to think about all those other thoughts that come and go in the mind. Remember, the mind's job is to think, and it is exceptionally good at that job. And then once you come across the center, go into the forward fold. So you can rest the elbows on the thighs. If you have a book or a block of some kind, you can lean and rest the elbows there. Think about building that shoulder stability, so doing the work through the shoulders. The beauty of the blocks is that they can change heights. You can also slide them out of the way and go up onto your fingertips. And then bring yourself all the way up. Roll your shoulders back a few times, sit up tall, I see you slouching, and then roll them the other way. You are also allowed and encouraged to smile in a yoga class. Stretch your legs out. Bounce them out, rock it out. That's good. And then take your right leg out, Bring your left foot in, readjust through the glutes, so get the props. Don't ever think that the props make things easier. They actually help us find our alignment. This left foot can press into the inner thigh, or it can roll out and up. You decide what's best for you. Take your right hand, slide it down your right leg, coming into a side bend. Watch those heads, I see you hanging them. Build strength in the neck. So, you can use a strap, you can hold the foot, you can bend the elbow inside or outside of the leg. This left hand, palm faces the wall, bring it into your low back and rotate torso around the spine, coming into this side bend. Breathing. If you find that your head is hanging and it's causing you neck strain, take the right hand and support the head in the hand. If it doesn't hurt to look up, but if it does, don't look up, look straight ahead. We tend to overcomplicate things. Remember, you are in charge. That left glute, some of you, I see it lifting, drop it down. Keep breathing, feel the breath in the back body. Now bring yourself up to a seated position. Keep that left hand in the low back. Bring the right hand across to the outside of the left knee and twist left. Chin's parallel to the floor. Now that right glute, I see it hiking up. Settle it back and down. The hand, don't embed your fingerprints in the knee, but use the hand. Bend both elbows to feel the shoulders moving lightly apart and look out of the corners of your eyes. Breathe here. Good, bring it back to the center. Slide the hand out from the low back. Twist over that right leg and now come into a forward fold, which might mean you need to reposition your foundation, which is whatever's on the ground. So you could be on fingertips, elbows, hold the foot, interlace the hands, pass the foot. You're pressing out through right big toe mound, pressing back through right hip. Remember, you can make any posture as challenging as you need it to be. You can also back off on it. Take one more breath in and one more breath out. On the diagonal, bring yourself up, twist back to the center, same side. So going into that right side bend. Drop the shoulders. Now, last time we kept that left hand in the low back. Some of you, if you don't have shoulder problems, bring the elbow by the ear, but those of you hanging your head, bring that ear up to the arm. Truly, don't do it because I said. Do it because it benefits you, challenges you. Keep the strength, keep the weight even on both glutes. Keep your breath. If it doesn't hurt the neck, look up, but don't drop that head down. Good, breathing, come up. Now take that left hand in the low back, bring the right hand across, twist left. Some of you will reach that left hand all the way to the right thigh. Draw the shoulders down. Each time you exhale, squeeze the air out of the lower abdominals, twist a bit deeper. Good, bring it back to the center, and now fold over that right leg. I didn't mention it last time, but if you need to bend the knee to ensure that the forward fold comes from the hip creases, do that. Really challenge yourself. If you're hunched over, you're bending from the bottom of the rib cage, you want to lengthen the entire backside of your body. Breathe. Bring yourself up on the diagonal. Come back to the center. If you can do this without using your hands, challenge yourself. If you need to use your hands, then know that's what you need to do, and know that that's just fine. Reposition the glutes, something under that right knee perhaps. Use that right foot. Left hand slides down the left leg, right hand palm faces away in the low back. Shoulders drop, weights even on the glutes, connected at the core of the body. Watch those heads hanging. Remember, your neck is an extension of the spine, and you want to strengthen it. Press through that left toe mound, press the left hip back. Use your breathing. If you don't like the elbow on the inside of the leg, bring it to the outside. And if the strap is better, use the strap. Good, bring yourself all the way up. This left hand crosses to the outside of the right leg. This time you're twisting right. Keep your breathing, keep the spine nice and tall. Can you feel the breath move into the back body? Remember, breath is life. So be mindful in your breath, don't force it. Smile, it helps relax your jaw. Bring yourself back to the center, and now twist over that left leg and come into the forward fold. Don't be afraid of a bit of movement. Remember, if we do the same thing over and over again the same way, we get the same results and we start to create habits. The idea is to notice our habits and change them. On the diagonal, bring yourself back up. Bring the hand into the low back. Slide into that side bend, so change it if you like. Make sure the weight's even on both glutes, that you're breathing into your low back so you're not in a side bend that is a back bend. And if you want to bring the elbow by the ear, dropping the shoulder, keeping the head by the arm, and perhaps even looking up, and just notice from the base of the spine how that movement changes when you turn the position of your head. Keep breathing. Come all the way back up. Bring that right hand into the low back, the left hand over. If you can reach your left thigh with your right hand, do that. Now again, I see some of you arching the back. Breathe into the low back. Bend your elbows. I see a few of you locking the arm. Look out of the corners of your eyes. Build strength, and don't forget to use that left foot. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Back to the center. Twist over the left leg and coming into that forward fold. And again, switch around a bit. Give yourself permission. Sometimes we get attached to what things should look like. It's really, yoga's about working from within, from the inside out. So start to feel it. Bring yourself up on the diagonal. Bring yourself back to the center. Slide that leg in, slide the other leg out, bounce it out, rock it out, and come into your forward fold. So again, if you're folding here, some better movements better than none, but if you can, stretch the spine, lift the hips, tilt the pelvis forward, think about that rib-thigh connection, and again, use the straps. If those are beneficial to you, use them. And by no means do you have to stay in the same spot. You can get deeper and deeper. Breathing. Good. Bring yourself all the way up. Roll those shoulders back, roll them down. Coming into this Dandasana position, so this L shape, spine straight, legs straight. Place your palms on the floor at the hips. Unlock the elbows and lift your right leg up. Ooh, those of you leaning back, use this core strength instead. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Good. Lower the leg down. Lift up through the spine. Soften the shoulders. Unclench your jaw. And now lift the other leg up. Don't lean back. Use this core strength. Connect top and bottom half. Keep breathing. Maybe it only lifts a millimeter off the floor. That's better than just giving up, right? Lower it down. Sit up tall. Bounce it out. Rock it out. Good. Let's try it one more time. Lift the right leg up. If this is enough, stay here. Remember, just a little bit is perfect. Don't let your mind get in the way. Good. If you can bring the arms forward, fingers point towards the toes, and then open them out to a T position. Do that. Don't lean back. Watch the chins. Quit thrusting them forward. Good. Bring the arms forward, and then lower the arm and the leg. Bounce it out if you need to. Good. Last time, left side, or whatever side you're on is fine. Lift the leg up and know that this is perfect. If you can lift the arms, that's perfect too. You should breathe. Don't lean back. I see you. Open the arms, sit up tall, smile. Good. Bring the arms forward. Lower the leg and the arms down. Pause. Bounce it out. Bend the knees. Tip the torso towards the thighs. Walk the glutes back a step or two. Drop your shoulders. Change the position if you like. Whatever works for you is perfect. Keep breathing. And then bring yourself all the way up. Roll those shoulders back a few times. Forward a few times. See if you can do this without the hands, but anytime you need the hands, use them. Swing your legs behind, come onto your hands and knees. Put padding under the knees if that's what you need. Set your foundation, which is anything on the ground. And just shift a little bit from side to side, and that should show you, do you need your hands a little farther apart? Go to a neutral spine, and then tuck the tail, round the upper back, draw the chin towards the chest, so also known as anchored cat. Then lift the tail, expand the belly, lift the chest, lightly squeeze the shoulder blades and roll the eyeballs up. And again, counter stretch that back bend by belly to spine, rounding and opening the upper back, and moving into the back bend. Tailbone lifts, belly expand, chest lift, shoulder blades squeeze, eyeballs roll up. Rounding again to counter stretch that back bend. Good. Hollow out that belly, open the upper back, tuck the toes, send bottom back to heels, stay there, or lift the hips and find downward dog and walk your dog out. You can always stay with the knees on the ground and the bottom on the heels. Good. Walk your feet just a little bit farther back and a little bit wider. And if your heels don't touch the floor, does it matter? Not at all. Often you get a deeper release through hips and low back. Good. Pause, open the shoulders, and then jump, walk, step or crawl, your feet to your hands, moving into a full forward fold, but knowing that if your back or your hamstring bothers you, move your feet farther apart. And if you're dizzy, bend your elbows. Don't drop your head below your heart. Again, knowing why you're doing what you're doing is an important part of our yoga practice. When you learn to be kind to yourself on your mat, it definitely transfers out into your daily life. Either walk the hands up the legs for back, neck, or shoulder problems, or tiptoe the fingertips forward, turn the palms in to face each other, and come halfway up with the knees slightly bent. Soften the shoulders, and then come all the way up. Lower the arms down, and just go back and forth from your toes to your heels, and connecting with your breath again. Good, and then lower the feet down. Now we're moving through a balance exercise, so if you have a chair nearby or a wall, feel free to use the chair or the wall. So bring your feet as close together as you can, which narrows our foundation, and that alone challenges the balance. Place your hands on the hips, lift your right heel off the floor. If this is enough, stay there. And then extend that right leg forward. Cross it over and bring the right heel on top of the left toes and bring the balls of the right foot to the floor. Now you've very much narrowed the foundation. Use your breathing. If you can't stand with your right heel on your left toes, just put one foot in front of the other. Good, and stay there. Notice if your hips are even, if you've got the natural curve of your spine. Keep breathing. Now see if you can come up on the balls of both feet, lifting both heels off the foundation without sticking the bottom out or thrusting the pelvis forward. Keep that connection, top and bottom half. Breathe here. If it's a day you can take your arms out to a T, do that. If the shoulders don't hurt, bring the arms all the way up without thrusting those ribs. Keep your chin parallel to the floor. Lower the arms to shoulder height and lower the heels, one to the ground and one to the top of the other foot. Pause there. Now lift the right heel off the left foot. Stay there. Or lift the right foot off the floor and try to keep this right knee in line with your right hip. If this is enough, stay here. Otherwise, start bending the left knee, the leg you're standing on. Lean forward, bend at the hip creases. Your fingertips will point to the floor, and your knees will be parallel to each other. You can always put those right toes on the ground if you like. If you want to go farther, you extend the right leg back, bring the arms by the sides. Toes can stay on the floor, or bring the toes up. You can open the arms out to a T position if that's comfortable, and breathe here. Keep breathing. Then bend the left knee, the leg you're standing on. Bend the other knee, bring the knees parallel, point the fingers to the floor. Point the fingers straight ahead as the torso points forward. Straighten the left leg. Right heel comes back down on top of the left foot. Come up on the balls of the feet. Lift the arms if the shoulders don't hurt and if balance allows. And then lower the hands to the hips as you lower the feet back down. Pause. And then step that right foot off the left and walk it out. Just like you never did it. So, 2 legs. Reset your foundation. Feet side by side. Hands to the hips for that awareness, connected at the core. Left heel lifts, don't hike those hips. Left foot lifts, extend it forward. Keep breathing. Cross it over. Bring it over. The left heel rests on top of the right foot. And the balls of the left foot come to the floor and the toes. Pause. Notice if both legs are straight, if the weight is even on the feet, even though they're in different positions. Your drishti, your point of gaze, will really help. Lift both heels up off the floor. Stay connected. Keep breathing. Keep your drishti. Arms can come out. Arms can come forward. Don't worry if the movement of the arms is a little bit different on this side than it was on the other side. Arms might come up. Challenge yourself. My balance is very different on this side than the other side. Yours probably will be too. Good. Lower the arms back down to shoulder height. Lower the heels. Lift the left heel. Lift the foot. Bring knee in line with the hip. Bend the right knee. Lean from the hip creases. Fingertips point to the floor. Knees are parallel. Again, put those back toes down if you like. Or straighten the leg. Hips are as even as you can get them. Open the arms. Breathe. Breathe. Try not to lock the right leg. Bend the right knee. Bend the left knee. Come all the way up. Breathe. Breathe. Lower the foot down. Come up on the balls of the feet. Lift the arms. Soften the shoulders. Good. Lower the heels. Lower the arms. And step back to Tadasana or mountain pose. Go back and forth from the toes to the heels. Bring the arms up at shoulder height and step out wide on your mat, opening the arms to a T position. The outside edges of your feet are parallel. Right hand goes in the low back. Twist over the right leg. Fold forward. Send that left hip up and back. Come back to the center. Open the arms to a T. Switch. Twisting left. Hand in the low back. Breathing opposite hand to leg. Coming back up. One more time to each side. Unlock those knees. Keep your breathing. Last time, keep the neck in line with the spine. If you can't reach your ankle, putting the hand on the thigh is perfect. Whatever you're doing is perfect. Good. Bring the arms up. Step the feet parallel and bend right. Come up, drop the shoulders, bend left. Come all the way up. Lower the arms. Move to the front of the mat. Bring both arms up or place your hands on the hips. Move into a gentle back bend. So if it's too much with the arms up, remember, keep those hands on the hips. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Come all the way back up. Lower the arms to shoulder height. Bend the knees. So you may need to step the feet farther apart. The natural curve in your spine. Keep breathing. Drop those shoulders out of your ears. Unclench your toes. Good. Keep breathing. Sit back a little lower. Relax in your chair. And then fold halfway or all the way forward. Place the hands on the floor beside the feet, relax the neck. Keep the left foot where it is. Stretch the right leg back, tucking the toes. Don't put the knee on the floor. Stay here. You can put books or blocks under the fingers if you like, or come up, put the hands on the hips, or bring the arms all the way up. It's up to you. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Opposite hand, so right to the outside of left, left hand behind, twisting left. If you need that right knee down, by all means, put it down. Keep breathing. Back to the center. Fold forward. Bend the right knee. Step it in. Walk the hands up the legs or come up with the ears between the arms. Lower the arms down. Arms up or hands to hips. Add the back bend. Breathing. 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 Lift up out of that low back. Come all the way up, lower the arms shoulder height, bend the knees, send the hips back. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Good, half or full fold. Use your breath. Use your breath. Left foot goes back, toes tuck, knees off the floor, but put it down if you need to. You can stay here. You can leave the next part out if you need to. Come up, hands to hips, arms out in front, or arms all the way up. You're moving right hip back, left thigh forward. Keep your breath. Chin's parallel to the floor. Left hand to the outside of right, right to the outside of left hip. Twist right. Press strongly through the heel. Press down into your front foot. Smile. Look out of the corners of your eyes. Good. Back to the center. Forward. Step that left foot forward. Fold. Walk the hands up the legs or come up, ears between the arms. Lower the arms down. Arms up or hands to hips. Bend left. Up to the center, bend right. Lift the arches of your feet all the way up. Where's your mind? Is it present? Add the back bend. Use your breathing. Back bends come from the strength of your legs. You do want to use the glutes. Just don't overuse them. The hips do move slightly forward, but then you need to rise up out of the low back. Lightly squeeze those shoulder blades. The strength of the legs bring you up, arms shoulder height, knees bend, hips back. Readjust your foundation if you need to, which is your feet. Sit back, lift your 10 toes. Ribs to thighs. Fold the body forward. Remember, halfway is always an option that's there for you. If you can, step back to downward dog. If not, go onto your hands and knees to table toe top and then go into child's pose. Walk it out. Walk it out. Keep breathing. Square up those hips. Bring the knees to the ground. Place the elbows under the shoulders. Bring the palms together. One leg goes back, toes tucked. Other leg goes back, toes tucked. Shoulders are opening. Bottom's not sticking in the air. And you're breathing. Good. Bend the knees slightly. Send the hips up and back. Adjust the feet. Dolphin pose. Find the natural curve of your spine. Move those shoulders apart. Knees to the ground. Tops of the feet on the floor. Put the palms down. Send the hips back to the heels. Rock the bottom across the heels. Don't drop the head all the way down. Keep breathing. Good. Bring yourself back up onto your hands and knees. Tuck your 10 toes. Find downward dog once more. Walk it out. Good. And then bring your knees to the ground. If you can cross your ankles and sit down, do that. Stretch the legs out and find a forward fold that works for you. Don't forget, if you need to use the blocks or the blankets, use them. Keep your breathing. And then bring yourself all the way up. Roll those shoulders back a few times and forward a few times. Walk yourself up or scoot yourself up to the front of the mat so you do have mat behind you to come down on. Keep the heels on the floor, bring the arms forward. Now, if your back or tailbone bother you, just lie down however it's good for you. Some of you might prefer spinal rocks. And then slowly keep the neck relaxed, curl down. Once you're all the way down, just pause. Resist putting anything under your head. Tip your chin down a bit, keep the natural curve of your spine, and bend your knees, foot soles on the floor. Arms are at the sides. Come up, draw the belly towards the spine, lift your bottom, low back, mid back, upper back, coming up into a hip lift. Roll your shoulders under, lightly squeezing your shoulder blades. Try not to thrust the ribs. Arms can be at the sides. Some of you like chest expander. You can always do chest expander. Think about creating one arm, bringing the palms together. Heels are below the knees, breathing. Going to take one more breath in, one more breath out. Keep that natural curve in the neck. Release the hands if they're in chest expander. It's upper back, mid back, low back, bottom. Pause. These pauses are important to check in with yourself. Make sure you're all right. And then let the knees rock a bit from side to side. Let the movement stop. Open your arms to a T. Bring the knees up into the chest. Bring the hands to the shins. And here, again, you can rock a bit. You can make yourself tiny, bringing the hands to the feet. Some of you may prefer head on the ground, knees wide, going into happy baby. You can rock in happy baby, but remember, both foot soles face the ceiling when you do that. Keep your breath. Pause back at the center. Release the feet, stretch the legs up. Now, if your back bothers you, bend your knees, put your feet on the floor and stretch the legs out. Open the arms, lower the legs down. Take a deep breath in, tighten everything as tight as you can. Squeeze those glutes, press through the heel. And exhale loudly. Give yourself a moment here for any last movements you need to prepare for Shavasana. Once you're ready for Shavasana, support the neck if you need it. Cover up, put your socks on. Use the walls, bend the knees if your back bothers you. But truly find that place where you can find ease in the body. Ease in the body, stillness in the mind. It can be very challenging for us to do that. As Gerda says, trying is the exercise. And these moments of stillness are so important for you. Find that place of mindful breath. I am inhaling. I am exhaling. I inhale peace. I exhale to release. I give my body permission to let go. I allow my mind to rest within my heart. I lie in gratitude to myself for the gift of time. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your practice with me today. The light in me truly bows to the light in you. Namaste. Don't forget, join us on YouTube. See you next time.